Now, let me walk you through one of the basics or most understanding way you can actually plan events. One of it is knowing your theme and the goal for the event. What kind of events are you planning? Is it a ticket event? Is it a prize event? Or is it a restriction? What kind of event are you planning? And you go down to what is the purpose of this? Knowing the purpose of the event can help your supervisor or anybody coming with to understand better what the event is all about. And even you yourself that is planning it will help you know what exactly you'll be doing. Another one is, what is the outcome? What are you expected from the event? And who are the people involved in it? Knowing this basic knowledge can enable you to plan the remaining ones. Okay? Move over to the next one, which is the time for the schedule. As someone who is looking for or trying to plan an event, one of the things you'll consider is the time and season. The time and season determines what time are we meant to do this. Is it at the beginning of the year? Is it at the ending of the year? Is it at the middle of the year? And why it should be so. Alright? Another thing is, how can we discover or predict any conflict that can come when the event is there or the particular day we decide to put it? You having a reason to, let's take an instance now, you want to have a girls talk or something like that. Of course you're going to pick International Girls Child's Day as a reference to what I'm talking about. Okay, you cannot just go and pick any other day for it. It has to align with it. And if it's a school outreach you're planning for, you should be able to know when the school is in section. You cannot have an event when the school is not in section. Even the school principal will not allow you to do that. So having the figure in your mind or the particular day and have a reason for that, and to be able to predict if the event will happen on that particular day, and if there is any problem about it or conflict, then you should do well to reschedule the events. That can actually help us in it. One thing you should consider when planning for an event: when should an event start and when should it end? And that is most mistake people do. Picking a time it should start is probably most difficult actually. Here in Africa, I believe that it's an African time. Put it 9. When you put it now, people will come before 9, but the main event is 10. That's lack of time management. Know what you're working with. If this program is going to last for 4 hours, then you should specifically know the people you're working with and when they should come. If an event of 5 hours, 6 hours, then you should know when to start. It's by 10, it's by 9, it's by 8, and it should definitely start. If you think or place the time to be at 10 o'clock, the event should start at the time of 10, unless people will not take you serious. An event is meant to end by 5 p.m. Make everything possible to end it by 5 p.m. If not, people will not regard your events again. Another thing is you should consider is your venue and location. Thank God for the 21st century that now you can have meetings online. You don't need to be physically available there. Just know the particular day that people will mostly be free or can give at the time, then you have the meeting on that particular day. If the event you're planning is a physical event, you have to consider many things. 1 is security, 2 is the location, 3 is the road, 4 is if something that people can actually come. But the most important thing is the security. Another thing is the location you're picking. Does it have the requirements that can suit the event? Does it have chairs? Does it have table? Does it have light? Does it have a Wi-Fi? Like, what exactly does the location you're looking for, the venue you're looking for has? Does it align with what you want? Another one you should actually look at, I think this is the most difficult aspect of it, is the agenda. People just create events and just want to have events without knowing what the agenda of the event is. Some people actually end up planning a boring event. That's why I always say, know your audience, know who you are working with. If you're working with kids, oh God, you cannot be talking throughout the event. You cannot be talking. There should be a moment or a time for activities that can enable these kids to do something, to exercise themselves. Ask us a question, let them reply you in exciting voices. But if you're working with professionals or board of directors, it should be snappy. At the middle of it, there should be a 5 minutes break, there should be a 10 minutes break, There can be a 10 minutes or 5 minute openness of them to ask questions about this particular thing. If the agenda, you should know the people you're working with. One, people you're working with can determine how your agenda will be, what is the allocated time for it, and when should it be ending. And each activity, what is expected in return for these activities to happen. Next one we are going to talk about is the materials. When people hear about materials or resources, what comes to their mind is food. It can only be food if you're having an event that has to do with food. When I talk about materials, I mean your presentation slides, I mean your flyers, I mean your reports, I mean something that you can hand over to the people. Remember at the beginning, I talked about what kind of events you're having. You understanding what kind of events you're having will help you know what kind of materials you'll be working with, be it at a physical event or at an online event. As far as we are concerned, you cannot keep the people boring. They should be able to see something and feel something and communicate with you when necessary. Your materials you have, or the food or any other thing, is very necessary. That's why when planning an event, you should always consider the material needed for the particular event. Another thing we're going to discuss is promotion and communication. You should be able to relate to people. The event you're working on determines, I would definitely say all events always have to come down to communication and promotion. Very simple and very relatable. One is your posters, another one is your flyers, your slides, your online videos, or any other thing you think you can work with. You must have it, because no matter any event you're working on, the main goal for it is to promote the company or promote the business or promote the event. There's no other thing. I keep saying it. For you to try to create awareness, that means there will be a return of the event, of the awareness later on in the future. So the promotion aspect is very important. When making your flyers, I've talked about it. Let it be more picturesque. Let it go straight to the point. I think that is self-explanatory. You should always have in your plan promotion sections and communication sections, which will enable you to know the next thing you are doing. Now, number 7, which is the semi-finals of what we're talking about, is the operating system. When I talk with the operating system, I talk about your volunteers, your staffs, your members. Who are you working with in this event? And what are they doing at a specific time? When I talk about operational, we say, all right, people who are going to reach out to the sponsors, who are the people who are going to go back to the schools or go back to the companies or the venues to get some requirements. What are they doing? Do we need more people? If we need more people, then these are the things we are going to do to get more people. It should be based on more operation system. How will you get there? How is it going to go? Finally, I would say it's the other things, of course. It is your extra things that can spice up the juicy events. Are we giving a cash prize? Are we giving a prize for it? What exactly is making the event exciting? Is it a game? What exactly do you think that we can add to this event? That is where the creativity comes out. As someone who wants to be an event planner, the creativity must be there, the critical thinking must be there. You should be able to make an event or create an event plan that can make people come back when you invite them again. Alright, it's something that is very tedious, but it needs more creativity and more elaborately something, right? Another thing we're going to talk about, that will be in our next video, on how to present this to your supervisors or to the people you're working with. If you're a project manager, what are the things you can do, or which templates or which documents you can use that can able to make your supervisors, your boss, or anybody you're working under to approve it without so many questions. All right, thank you for it. Remember to come back for the next video. Bye.